Hey guys, my name is Heather Lindsay.
And my name is Cornelius Lindsay.
And I'm so excited that you landed on Life with the Lindseys.
This is so exciting. This gives us an opportunity to share our life with yours.
Yes, we're going to be talking about everything from entrepreneurship to ministry to your purpose to why you are here, family, parenting, relationships, marriage, sex, you name it. We are talking about it.
So thank you so much for joining us today with Life with the Lindseys. Enjoy it.
What up, everybody? It's your boy Cornelius Lind. Oh, I thought I was doing To Be Honest. Yeah. So, hey, everybody.
Hey, y'all. What's up? Welcome to Life with the Lindseys.
Yeah, welcome to Life with the Lindseys. Man, we got a great show planned for you all today. We actually know what we're talking about for like the first time, and I don't know how many shows we've done. We've done like, have we done 100 shows yet?
It's been, we're well over 100.
Oh, well, yeah, how much I'll be paying attention. Nonetheless, today we're talking about why we just
the importance of obedience.
Well, I wasn't gonna say that. I was gonna say why I just don't want to obey God.
Well, dang.
Man, you know, keep it real for the people. Just keep it real, keep it honest. I mean,
it's almost like, has God ever told you to do something and you're like, oh, do I have to?
No, I mean, yeah, I think it's a nice way of saying it. My way is like, I ain't doing that. Got that Jonah spirit. So if you don't know Jonah, then you want to kind of give the people out there who probably, I mean, you know, some people who listen, they may not be up on all the Bible stories.
Yeah. So there's a story in the Bible, and the Lord told Jonah to go to Nineveh,
mm-hmm.
and instead he got on a boat, paid money, and went to Tarshish. And God wanted him to go to Nineveh to pretty much tell the people to repent and give their lives back to Jesus. And that's modern day Iraq.
Maybe, yeah, modern day
where
Iraq,
he wanted
Syria,
him to go. So imagine going to like Iraq or Syria right now and preaching the gospel. Most likely you'd be like, no, I will tweet them. You know what I mean? He didn't want to go. And so he literally went in the opposite direction of where God told him to go. So he's on this boat that he paid for. You see, it's expensive. Come on. When you're out of alignment or out of where God wants you to be. But he went on this boat, and then all of a sudden there was this huge storm. So they're throwing out, and mind you, the people on the boat aren't believers. They're throwing out all their cargo. And meanwhile, Jonah was like, I know it's me. Y'all just throw me off the boat. And so they were like, no, we're not going to throw you off the boat. We're going to throw off all of our cargo. So then now the people around you are being affected by your disobedience. And then finally he's like, it's me. And so they throw him off, or he jumps off, whichever, right?
They throw him off.
And then he gets swallowed by a whale, and he's in the belly of a whale for 3 days, 3 nights.
A giant fish.
And he repents in the fish's belly. And then the fish spits him up because he's like, all right, God, I'll obey you. And then he goes to Tarshish, tells everybody to repent, and they actually change, or Nineveh, and they listen and they change.
Yeah, they actually heard, but then it was crazy because like once he went, then Jonah's like, I mean, is this all that I really came for? I mean, is this it? And then they had this whole experience where, you know, Jonah saw this worm create a tree. But anyway, I mean, I get into all the story. Nevertheless, that's the story of Jonah. And I mean, it's so many different facets of that story.
So many.
It's like, you know, God told him, it's like God gives you very specific instructions, and you're like, this is what I want you to do.
Yeah.
And it ain't like in our lives, like God ain't told us to do something, and we're just like, and we have seen it over and over again.
So much fruit.
We've seen so much fruit over just the little things God said.
Yeah.
Like, you know, all the trips that we've done, the marriage retreats we've hosted, the singles retreats we've hosted,
the conferences,
and the revival nights. And we've seen people saved. I mean, thousands of people saved and healed, delivered. And we've seen marriages restored, like at our marriage retreat, seeing marriages come back together. We actually have couples every year who come on our marriage retreats who are on the verge of divorce.
Yeah.
They're saying they're going to get a divorce. And, you know, our thing is we say, hey, if you can go the entire retreat still thinking that you want to get a divorce, then you don't have to show up for the vow renewal. We'll do a vow renewal after at the end of every marriage retreat. But if you can go the whole weekend and you say, hey, I'm still gonna get a divorce, then hey, bring your divorce papers with you and I'll witness it and you can sign it. But if you can get through it and if you can say, okay, we're gonna work on this, then bring your divorce papers with you and you can burn them. Burn them right there at the vow renewal ceremony. And every year, there has not been 1 year where we had a couple who chose divorce.
Yeah.
Now they probably chose divorce when they got back home, but that ain't got to do with that. But nevertheless, at the retreat,
a year or two later, they're just
But at the retreat, it's like they're
like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna fight for this.
We're gonna fight for it. And I think seeing that even encouraged the other couples who are like, you know, they on the rocks.
Ain't doing good.
So it's been time and time again. We've seen God come through, and even after that, it's just like. I think it's almost like, I don't even know if there's a word for it. It's almost like fatigue. I don't know. It's
a great word.
What's another? It's a adjective I'm trying to put in front of fatigue, but I feel like it's just a type of fatigue where I'm just like, I'm done. Like I'm tired. Like, Lord, I am exhausted. I don't feel like doing it no more. I'm just
doing what specifically?
Not necessarily obeying. It's just, it's like leading people, or just, I don't know, leading people, not even leading them, because I cannot help to get away from that. Everything I get into,
that's real.
I always end up the leader of it.
Same. And I don't even mean to. I'm just like, wait, how did I end up in this position? I did not sign up for this.
Like, how I end up around y'all? That wasn't me.
I was cool sitting in the back. I don't need to be in the front. I don't need you to give me no title. Don't give me no title. I ain't got to get on the stage. You went to one event. And we ended up on the stage, and then they asked me to pray. And I'm thinking,
remember that.
I came to receive. How did I end up on the stage?
Like, y'all
praying?
don't even know me.
Like, y'all don't even know me. You've never heard me like open up my mouth and talk, and you gonna call me out and have me pray.
I remember
Jesus, you could have all these other pastors. I'm not even no pastor.
I remember that.
And it's like wherever we go, God just be like, yep, put them up there. And I'm just like, Jesus, I don't have to lead.
We just showed up. We legit just showed up. Wasn't expecting nothing. Wasn't looking for nothing. Didn't really want to meet anybody. Just wanted to sit in the back.
Didn't need to network.
Wanted to enjoy. I don't even care about that stuff anymore. I don't care.
I mean, we love people. We want to help people, but we're not big on like, oh, do you see so and so's in the room?
We don't care.
We don't care.
I don't care what kind of church you got, because like none of that stuff impresses me anymore.
We've seen it all.
I don't care how many campuses you got.
Met them all.
I've flown on the jets. I've seen the mega churches. I've seen the greatest green rooms. Like, it ain't nothing anybody got nowadays that impresses me. I walk inside the churches now and I'm like, here we go. The same old thing. Just everybody come out on the 1 and 2s, or, the
same production.
The same production. And hey, everybody, this is Pastor Little. I'm here today. I just cut the crap. I'm just none of that crap impresses me anymore. I don't care. I really don't care.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, we showed up at the event, not caring.
Not caring.
We're gonna sit in the back.
We told our friends that invited us not to introduce us to
we
people.
did. We was like, we don't.
We're like,
we don't.
Hey, don't feel like you have to go introduce us to everybody. Like,
you don't have.
We're just here to like receive and enjoy. Like, we don't need to like. We don't make anything.
We ain't
got
to go through no special door. We can sit in the back.
Yeah.
We're okay. We don't need anything. We don't need no special seats. We just want to.
I like to sit in the back.
I do too. Yeah. But every time it happens. We'll be sitting in the back of church and they'll get up there and start preaching. They'll say, you two. I'm like, Negro, if you don't point your finger at somebody else, yes, what do you want? It's like, and then after that, it's like, yeah, I want to see you after church. I'm not gonna be able to. I got something to do. You busy? Yeah, I got to go watch grass grow. It's ridiculous.
It's real.
But that's how it happens all the time. I think that's the point. It gets frustrating.
Yeah.
And then it's like, God, I want to chill.
I just want to be normal in ministry.
Yeah. And then the fatigue kind of sets in. I think that's the part.
You have to be on that whole thing, that whole expectation.
I'm not on that well.
I think you've let go of that. But,
I have let go of that.
But it's not that I feel like, oh, I have to be on, but it's just there is an expectation I feel like in ministry from people in general. Like,
It's an expectation. I just don't meet it.
yeah.
Because I'd be like,
Yeah.
child, I care more about a cat.
Oh my gosh.
Go on and finish it for me. Playing with yarn in the middle of the Sahara Desert than I do
your opinion.
And if you don't like it, long walk, short pier, shark-infested waters.
So you want the people to die. That's encouraging.
I didn't tell them to die. I just said, I said,
swim with sharks.
I can swim with sharks. Most of them already are. You see their friends list.
You know what?
Nevertheless, while we're talking about that, therapy.
You might need to go to therapy for that, babe, because I'm quite concerned.
Our sponsor, BetterHelp. But I'm not telling them to die. I'm just saying swim with sharks. They look at some of their friends list. They'll see they're already swimming with sharks.
Well, dang. So one of our favorite sponsors, BetterHelp, is absolutely amazing, y'all. You can right now, like literally, like right now, you're listening, you're tuned in, and you're like, man, I need to go a little bit deeper. I have childhood trauma. I'm stressed out. I'm overwhelmed. I'm exhausted. I need some help. I need some support. I need somebody to talk to that I feel like is not going to go gossip about me to somebody else. You can connect right now within 48 hours, y'all, to a therapist, a licensed therapist. And it's really cool. They have financial aid. So if you need financial aid, that's available too. And you fill out this short survey and you get matched with a therapist. So it's amazing.
So, and so this month, BetterHelp Online Therapy wants to remind you that you matter just as much as everyone else does. And therapy is a great way to make sure you show up for yourself. So BetterHelp is an online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist. So you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Give it a try and see where over 2 million people have used BetterHelp Online Therapy. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and the Life with the Lindsay listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/Lindseys. That's BetterHelp, BetterHelp.com/Lindseys. And that's LINDSEYS. So that's BetterHelp.com/Lindseys, LINDSEYS.
Nice.
But yeah, so I mean, you
might need therapy.
But it goes into the expectations. There are expectations, and I think at this point, it's not even the fact. And I don't want to sound crazy in saying it just sounds crazy anyway. But it's not that I don't care, because there are certain people with whom opinions I do care about. I feel like that's a healthy way. Like yours, my kids, my parents. My pastor, stuff like that. But just general public, I probably care more about pooping, dog pooping in the middle of the street than I do that. But I think that when it comes down to just living, it's like it just gets exhausting with all the different expectations that people put on you.
Yeah.
And you have to get to that point in your life where you say, you know what, I'm not going to try to live up to your expectation of who you have made me out to be in your head.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stand on that pedestal.
We had to break that. We had to break that in our ministry, because I feel like people had a lot of really high expectations. And like I remember somebody came to our church, and I guess I didn't hug her. And then she just started like this whole war against me for like 6 years.
Oh,
because I didn't hug her at church, and it wasn't on purpose. I mean, I hugged everybody, but after church, there would be a line of guests, right? And sometimes I'd have to leave the line of guests. And I always hated to do it if my kid was screaming, or, because I'd have all 3 kids after service, or all the kids after service are with me. And he's, you were greeting and talking to people. And there's been times I've had to pull away to go nurse. And so I guess I didn't hug her. And and it sounds like I triggered some mommy trauma that she had in her. Right. And so then she started this whole war against me. Like, she's mean, she's cold, she has an attitude. I'm like, I was feeding my kid. And I'm sorry, my kids are priority over ministry. I don't care how you flip it, right? But I feel like I had to break that, because online they're like, oh, you're my friend. I love you. We're sisters, all that. And I am, right? I'm your sister in Christ, all that other stuff. But at the same time, I have responsibilities too. And if I don't have healthy boundaries, then I'm going to burn out trying to meet everybody else's needs, which is impossible. I can't meet everybody's needs. Only God can do that.
Yeah, you're not supposed to.
At all.
And I mean, I got the same thing. as pastor, I expect you to do this. I expect you to be at this, this is my graduation. I expected you to be at my graduation, because my old pastor would show up, and I would just kind of have to remind, help in a healthy way, remind people, well, I'm not your old pastor, or this is what we used to do at my old church. Well, you probably go back to your old church, and
they'd be like, you're telling me to leave?
You so rude. It's like, no, I'm not. I want to be as straightforward as I possibly can with you. And
that's the difference.
And that's it.
Being honest with people, sometimes they have a hard time receiving that.
Well, they can be. Listen, your reception, how you receive it is up to you. My delivery came from the purest heart of I possibly can. Because if I as a leader, if I'm trying to suit you, then ultimately, 10 minutes down the road, I gotta do that for somebody else. And it's ridiculous. I'm just constantly having to do it over and over again.
I agree. And it's like this pedestal. And the thing is, if those same people that are complaining, if they're honest with themselves, nobody is ever good enough for them. Like, they're always mad about something. Like, it's always that Karen, I'm just using that example, that's mad about something. Like, you're always finding something at every single restaurant to be upset about, or you're always finding something at your job to be upset about. Like, you're always upset about something. If that's you, if you're like, you're never satisfied, you're always causing conflict with everybody and everything, then it's not everybody else.
Yeah.
Right. It's good to take a look in the mirror and say, you know what? I need to work on it.
Yeah. But
I need to change.
Getting back to the heart of this thing, God tells us all to do things. Here's the crazy thing. We actually seek him out for instructions.
And he gives them.
It's like, God,
JK.
You ever been like, God, I'm just seeking you out. You ever fasted for his words? Like, you ever done that? And then all of a sudden you go through all that and it's like, nothing. It's like or you get something. Then after you get it, it's like, crap, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's how, a lot of people are. And so, just putting ourselves on the chopping block, we're just like, well, hey, we're the same way. And if this has been happening to you, then consider yourself, we would feel to believe normal. I think most people out there they want to give this perfect image that we're just obedient to God in everything. And it's just like, or all the time. And honestly, if I can just be honest, I'm tired, boss. I am worn out. I don't want to.
Yeah.
And there's no other word to give it. I just don't want to.
Jesus is like dragging me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, sometimes I'm like, Lord, you're literally dragging me right now. Like, you're dragging me to do this thing because I'm not crazy about it. I remember it was after the very first Pinky Promise conference. This was like 2014. And I remember being like, I'm not doing this again. Like, after that first one, we sold out. It was popping. It was anointed. It was great. It was powerful. But I was done. I'm like, the amount of work that goes into hosting a conference, I am good. I don't want to find no speakers. I don't want to find no band. I don't want to deal with this drama. I don't want to deal with all of the business side. I don't want to deal with that. I like the fruit of it, right? The lives that are changed, but the work that goes into it, I'm good. And I remember somebody asked me if we're having another one. I was like, oh no, we're not. And I remember going to my quiet time and the Lord's like, you didn't ask me if you wanted me if I wanted you to do another one. He's like, the conference is not for you. It's for them. And I'm like,
you do it?
So I continue to do it. And this is actually my first year where I'm not going to have an actual conference. It's been like 10 years of me doing conferences every year, but we're just switching it up a little bit. We're still going to do a conference. It's just going to be a revival.
Yeah, I guess. But even then, it's like, I understand, guys. Like, why won't you do it for them? And I get it. And it's come back to, I was sharing this with some people. I also share this on my Instagram. And, I had the people who messaged me these long scriptures, about disobedience. And I'm just like, I look at this crap and I'm just like, I guess it was their way of rebuking me. And I'm just like, number one, if you thought this was gonna change my mind, you missed it. Because number two, I don't care about your rebuke because I don't have relationship with you. And it gets me with the people who want to rebuke without relationship. I don't have a relationship with you.
Real.
I don't care what you have to say. You're a stranger on social media. I don't know. You could have copied and pasted that off of Bible Hub or something. I don't know you.
Wait, Bible Hub. Is there a Bible Hub?
BibleHub.com. Yeah, Bible Hub.
Pornhub.
No, it's called Bible Hub.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Well, you do know about Pornhub then, but it is called Bible Hub. It's called Bible Hub. It's where you can go and get scriptures and verses and
Wait, did they take that from Pornhub? Or did Pornhub take it from Bible Hub?
I don't know who took it from who, but I don't know how porn got bought into this conversation. But I do know this
Don't listen to porn or watch porn.
It's called Bible Hub, but it's called Bible Hub. And speaking of hubs, you need a community and a provider who can be able to make sure that you have your health taken care of, for not just you, but also your family. That's why we absolutely love CrowdHealth. Love that segue, right?
Great segue, babe. Now, it's crazy that people that even insured people are resorting to crowdfunding to cover the super high healthcare costs. It feels like everything's going up, right, y'all? Now, what's the point of insurance if you still have to rely on everybody else, right? I think that's a frustrating thing for us. We actually went through a health share, but we had to pay up front. What was it, like $24,000 for our C-section? And then we eventually got reimbursed like 3 or 4 months down the line.
Mm-hmm.
And so then we found out about CrowdHealth. We canceled our other health insurance and we went straight to CrowdHealth. We love it, y'all. Now, CrowdHealth is not insurance, and this is why it works, y'all. With insurance, you pay huge premiums for high deductibles, which means you pay thousands of dollars to keep your plan, and then you end up paying thousands of dollars in copays, right? Now, 1 in 6 claims are denied by healthcare.gov plans. So many other people, that's why they're just like, no, I'm good. What's the point of insurance, right? Now, CrowdHealth gives you a new way to pay for insurance. There's no doctor networks, no huge premiums, no high deductibles, no surprises, nothing.
Yeah, and the good thing is, I mean, you're paying one low monthly total to fund your account and to get access to the CrowdHealth community. I mean, less than $200 a month for most people. 100% of your monthly contribution directly funds and reduces healthcare costs of the community. You'll pay the first $500 of a health event. So let's just say that you go into the doctor and you get a bill for $6,000. You're paying the $500 of that particular health event, and the rest gets submitted to the CrowdHealth community members for funding. And unlike insurance, you're not limited by doctor networks when looking for care, which is also amazing because a lot of people, I don't know if you remember when President Obama was going through the whole thing of doing Obamacare, a lot of people were talking about the network of doctors who have to be in network, out of network. It was
so expensive.
The good thing about this is that, you're not stuck. You're not stuck between these doctor networks. So right now you can get your first 6 months for just $99 per month, which is amazing.
So amazing.
That's almost 50% off your normal price and a lot less than high deductible healthcare plans. Just go to joincrowdhealth.com and use promo code LWTL at sign up. That's joincrowdhealth.com. I'll say it again. Joincrowdhealth.com. Promo code LWTL. And LWTL stands for Life with the Lindseys. Joincrowdhealth.com. Promo code LWTL. You're going to get your first 6 months for just $99 a month. CrowdHealth is not health insurance. It is a totally different way for paying for health care. Terms and conditions may apply.
Let's go.
Yeah. So you out here, you living your best life. Just want to kind of live. And then, you get God and he's just like, well, this is what I want you to do. And just get to that point. You're like, do I have to? Oh, and then the people who come and they're like, well, and I'm quite confident we have people who listen right now who are like, well, this is what God said, and you always need to do what God said. And it's like, we know that. You know what I mean? We know that. It's just the sincere authenticity, which I think God prefers that more.
Than us pretending.
For me to just go out there and just do it with this old fickle heart. It's like, I'm just doing it. And then it's like, but I don't really want to do it. I'm just going to do it just because I want to be obedient, but I don't want to do it. I think God, he prefers it more for us to just go to him and just be like, I don't want to. At least for me as a father, I would rather my kids come up to me and say, I don't want to, rather than just going and doing it because they feel like they have to. It's like, I don't want to.
I think it's funny because like we're praying and, we were seeking direction from the Lord on this particular thing. And we both had a dream the same exact night and the dream went together. That's what was wild to me.
Yeah.
Go ahead. And then there was like 20 confirmations from people that did not know each other, have nothing to do with each other.
Yeah. And I don't mind telling them. I mean, the thing is, I said I never wanted to pastor again.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I said. I said, never in my life want to pastor again. At one point, I had kind of sworn away church altogether because I said, okay, God, I've given all of this, all of my life to not all of it, but I've given majority of it. I mean, I started full-time ministry when I was 24? Was it 24?
No, younger.
Was it younger?
Sorry, y'all. It's late.
You done?
Maybe. It's not like I did it on purpose.
But I started ministry when I was young, and it's like, well, in my 20s.
It was like 21, 22.
Yeah. And then it's like, you kind of go through that. And then I think all of the crap that you have to go through, it's all the expectations. It's the accusations. It's this, all that crap. And it's like, and here's the crazy thing. It don't even have to be remotely true. It's just a simple fact that it's said that it can be believed.
Isn't that crazy?
And I'm just like,
so stupid.
It's like, and then it's like it's almost like people, they take the smallest things that you didn't do right according to their eyes. And then they forget about the 99 things. Like I was like, God, I thought about, the people who we bought cars for, the people who we helped get into houses, get their first apartment. We bought them things when their kids were born, threw them baby showers, let them eat from our table, bought them groceries, did all these things. You think about all of that stuff. And then it's just like, it just all goes to pot. And then, I get around the people who are like, well, you should have been doing that for God. Listen to me. I am human.
That's real.
I am human. I know what I'm supposed to be doing for God, but at the same time, when that Negro needed food, I gave the Negro food. I didn't give it to God. Wasn't sitting at the table eating it. That was for that person. And it hurts. And it's that sense of rejection over and over again. And then
That's real.
Not even to just speak of what pastor abuse looks like. Because we don't even talk about what that looks like, because the pastor can't talk about it. Because if he talks about it, then it's like, well, the pastor must have been doing something, because it's always the pastor. We don't ever look at what about the sheep. So I just sworn it all off. And I just said, you know what, God, I'm done. If these are your people, you find a way to reach them. You can take care of them. They're your children. I ain't got no business with them. It's almost like when you trying to watch somebody else's kids. It's like, why I ain't gotta watch your kids. These your kids.
Yeah.
It's like with them your sisters and your brother. I don't know them. Maybe my cousins in the Lord. I don't know.
And I don't think I think I was always like just supportive of you pastoring. People be like, Pastor Heather, like, I'm not a pastor. I never have been. And I don't want to ever be. I don't feel gifting in that particular area of like pastoring. I feel gifting in the areas of where I believe God gave me gifts, evangelism. So I am evangelist, prophetic. I love to lay hands, do deliverance. That's like me, right? And that's what I would bring to the church. And that was the gifts that I brought. And I was cool with that, because I was thankful to have a place where, God could use my gifts, right? Yeah. But if we didn't have a church, I would have been totally fine with that.
Yeah.
Like, I was good.
And the thing about it is, God knows what he's doing, because my number one spiritual gift is apostolic.
Yeah.
I am apostolic through and through. I build things.
Yeah.
I build and tear down. I build and I tear down. That's just what I do. That's what I do. That's why I build things. I craft them. And it's not difficult for me to build something. So when it comes to even the pastoral role and understanding my gifting, I am apostolic in the role of pastoring. I build things, I build communities, and I build people up. That's what I do. I build them up. I'm not like the traditional pastor who want to build you up because I want to keep you in the flock. I want you to be built up, and I want you to go into all the world to go finish what God told you to do. Yeah. If you stay here, then you just taking a seat for somebody else who needs it. But nevertheless, it still goes back to that whole thing. It's like, God, I'm like, why do you just want me to do it? It's like, why can't somebody else do it?
Find somebody.
Yeah, find somebody else. Just find somebody else. It's going right back to, Aaron. It's like, God, I know it's me. I know it's me. But God, can you find somebody else to do
Moses,
it?
use somebody else's mouth. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of these people. Moses was tired. He was burnt out.
Yeah, he was.
And he was just like, I can't speak well. I can't do this. He's like, fine, I'll go find Aaron. I'll go find somebody else to work with you since you're not listening to me.
Yeah. And but
God understands that.
I believe he does understand that. And one thing business owners need to understand that nowadays, people are starting different businesses. I mean, through COVID, a lot of people maybe didn't want to go back to work. So y'all started a business, you started a side hustle, you selling t-shirts, you selling cookies, you selling cupcakes, and now you need to ship them. And they probably ain't getting that quickly because everything's slowing down right now. But nevertheless, one of the greatest tools we've been using for many years is ShipStation. You want to share some stuff about them?
Sure. So y'all, ShipStation is already trusted by over 100,000 e-commerce sellers, including my boutique. All of my boutiques have been shipping through ShipStation since 2014. And it's really cool. You just go on and everything is totally automated. You can choose different shipping based on what your budget is and based on the speed that you want to get it there. I just love ShipStation. It's a great all-in-one portal where I can track, all of my orders, which is really important. It saves a lot of time because I funnel all my orders into one simple interface, which is really great. We save a lot of money because we compare different carriers, and we also save our sanity knowing that all of our orders are handled and we're getting the best rates.
Yeah, so you can ship more in less time with ShipStation. Use our offer code LWTL to get a 60-day free trial. That's 2 months free of no hassle, stress-free shipping. Just go to ShipStation.com, click on the microphone at the top of the page, and type in LWTL ShipStation. Make ship happen.
Hey.
Yeah, so that's that.
I think it's interesting because when we meet people, they're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna pastor a church." We're like,
"For what?" I know, and I get the people I get the guys they'll message me and they're like, "Hey, I feel like God's telling me, I feel like God's calling me to pastor," and I'm like, "Well, number one, did you pick up the right phone? Number two, did you check when you picked up the phone that He was talking to you? Number three,
it's real.
Is there anything else in life that you can do first?" If you want to become an attorney, go become an attorney first. If you wanted to become a doctor, go to medical school first. If you wanted to play basketball, go play basketball first. Mm-hmm. And then if you do all of that, and you still feel like this is what God called me to do, go pastor. Go do it.
I mean, it's a calling. It's such a specific calling. And what people don't understand is the spiritual warfare that goes on behind the scenes. The pastor and his family get attacked harder than anybody else because it's like you're pastoring these people and you see them up on the stage smiling as a family, but you don't know the tests and trials they went through, especially the pastor, to produce this message for you every single week. Mm-hmm. Like it's so much work, and it's almost just like, Jesus, find somebody else to do it. We're good. I mean, He did it for 10 years, so I can see why He feels that way.
And, nowadays, I think a lot of people, they only want to be a pastor or start a church because of what they see other pastors. They see the stage. Yeah. They see what they think is power. They think what they think is authority. They see what they see in that. And I look up and I see some of my friends and their pastor, and I just feel bad for them. I look at their family in the choir. I'm looking at their kids, and I feel horrible.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough on the kids. Not on Logan. Logan's been harassing us about starting a church.
Yeah, Logan wants us to do it because Logan don't want to go to nobody else's children's church because he don't want to go to nobody else's children's church. He don't want to do what they tell him to do. Well, not necessarily. Logan will do it. Logan's obedient, but Logan's just like, he's just like,
he just likes ours.
He likes his own thing, and I get that.
He was at our children's church since he was
since it started.
So that's all he's ever known. So he's just used to ours.
Yeah, and we go to somebody else's, he's just like.
I must say, our culture at our church that we create is so bomb. And that's probably what he's picking up.
Yeah.
Like,
because it's authentic.
It's so authentic. It's so real. We couldn't get the people to leave. Whenever we had get-togethers or even after church every single Sunday,
They'd always come to our house.
People would come over. But even after church, we would hang out until we got kicked out of the building.
Yeah.
I mean, we would just be talking and connecting. And it's just like this real, authentic, amazing place where we just love Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
And we just want to help people. And it's like, we don't think we're better than anybody. We're just like,
it's normal. I'm just human.
Yeah.
I'm human, and God just chose me, I guess, to be on this stage. And even that, I'm kind of confused about it. And
like, you don't have to choose me. You can choose
I'm up here.
them.
I'm hanging out, but I don't know. It's like, this is it,
You're almost like, God choose anybody but me. I
Yeah.
don't have to do it. We're content.
Yeah. But
like, we're business owners. Like, we're good, Jesus.
I got it. And my thing is like, okay, I just wrote a book called Escape the Box. I'm like, I don't.
But it doesn't have to look like how it used to look.
No, it doesn't. And I think that's the thing I was getting to. It can't. It's not going to. It's not going to. It can't look like it is, because I'll never lose faith in the bridegroom.
Of course.
But I question a lot of present day church. I question its level of effectiveness. And the one thing that I wrestle with in my soul is, what is it that has to be changed?
That's real.
I asked myself today, is it impactful? Is it impactful? Is it impactful? Is the production, is it impactful?
Yeah.
And
I mean, I think the word is, I definitely feel like, the worship and the word, I think is.
It all sounds the same to me.
I don't. I feel like the word.
Not from everybody.
Every week.
I mean,
I listen to like two different pastors.
No, I'm talking about a lot of stuff is all just kind of just sounding the same. A lot of stuff is just sounding the same, and it's just like, I've just been wrestling with that. And the crazy thing is, during COVID, I sat around campfires, and I sat around couches, sat in living rooms with all these pastors who are all asking the same question. Is it effective? What needs to be changed? We're going back to normal. What does normal need to look like? And then as soon as everything opened back up, we went right back to the old thing.
Well, I don't think we know how to do anything differently.
I don't. And
so what's the solution?
Well, that's what I said. I've been wrestling in my soul over. What does that look like? I'm passionate about soul care. And I believe in that triangle of hope, where the spirit, the mind, and the body must properly align. I believe in that. Mm-hmm. With Jesus Christ being the foundation of it all. I believe in that. And I feel like somewhere along the line, we have dropped off at least one or two of those pieces of the triangle, especially the body piece.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I have an idea of what that will look like to bring the body piece in there. And that's one thing that I'm moving towards right now. But ultimately, I made the decision. Okay, God, I'm gonna do it. And we took us a while to come to that conclusion. Yeah,
and I think in talking about that body piece is so important that you go vegan.
So I don't know who indoctrinated you for you to believe that
but
veganism.
If you are going to eat meat,
that veganism is healthy.
It needs to be the best kind of meat. It needs to be GoodChop.
It needs to be GoodChop.
It does. It's America's online butcher, y'all.
There you go.
Now, with GoodChop, you get flexible monthly a subscription plan with high quality American meat and seafood. Isn't that cool? You can choose a medium or large plan and enjoy your favorite cuts of beef, chicken, pork, seafood. It's delivered flash frozen for freshness and sealed with dry ice inside the insulated box. We got the box, y'all. We opened it up. We're like, this is fancy. Like, this is great, amazing, affordable,
Ribeyes,
like
fillets.
the quality. Like, now I don't eat meat, but I was so thankful because lately I've been going to the grocery store and the cost of meat is ridiculous. And this is so much more affordable for sure.
Yes, you get all your product. The good thing is all the products are sourced from the USA. So you don't have to worry about your meat coming all the way from somewhere else, from South America or somewhere else. The cattle, they are born, raised, and harvested in USA, where you're only getting the good stuff out of it. And you also get 100% money back guarantee. Like I told y'all, we got a big box delivered to our house and we opened that sucker up. I mean, we had ribeyes and fillets and everything was extreme good quality. And here's the thing, I like grass fed. I like the fact that grass-fed meat was in there. But go to goodchop.com/LWTL100 and use code LWTL100 to get $100 off your first 3 boxes. Again, go to goodchop.com/LWTL100 and use code LWTL100 to get $100 off your first 3 boxes. Good Chop. This is America's online butcher.
Hey.
Goodchop.com/LWTL100. So.
Now, it's been a really long day. That's why I'm yawning. I feel like I yawn a lot when we do this because I'm doing 100 million things all day. And then at the end of the day, and it's bedtime. Like I'm usually in the bed right now. I mean, I'd be tired.
She'd be tired, y'all.
I'd be tired, baby. Back to what we were talking about. Why are you looking at me like that?
You're being really sensitive right now.
I need emotional support.
What you need support for? If you tired, you tired. And
maybe just like a touch that says it's okay, baby.
No, what you need is you need to go to sleep. It's okay.
No, I need non-sexual touch in that moment.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I'm sorry. I don't. My brain doesn't think in those terms. In my head, I was like, well, you take your tail to sleep. You get you some rest.
Maybe you still have time.
What?
To give me non-sexual touch.
Oh, okay. Well, I apologize. Everything's gonna be okay. Good gracious alive. I swear, for God.
We talked about non-sexual touch at the marriage retreat. Every touch can't be sexual. All right, let's focus. Refocus.
You done? You okay?
I think I'm just tired.
Huh?
I'm a bit delusional.
Okay.
Okay, back to doing what God wants us to do.
Yeah, I think we gave y'all a lot. I just poured out my whole little heart on this podcast.
I know.
I poured out my whole little heart to y'all.
I think outside looking in, I'm like, oh, it's great. Hey, it's working. People can say but I think.
What's about present day church?
Present day church. I feel
I'm not saying that that people are not being affected by it. That's not what I'm saying at all. I am not saying that what people are doing right now is not working. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm just speaking in terms of level of effectiveness. I'm talking about the production. Because when we classify megachurch, let's just say we look at a megachurch, you say that megachurch has 40,000 people. But when you look at it and you say in a city that has over 6 million people in it, that's not even 1% of the people of the city.
But to me, when I hear that, I'm like, but I'm just thankful for the 40,000 that come.
Well, hey, we can be thankful for the 40,000 that came, but remember the goal was for the commission. So how are we, and here's the thing, maybe the church is doing a great job, but now the question becomes, how can we commission the 40,000 to reach 40 more thousand? That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about how can we spark the fire? Because it seems as if people are just going to sit, retain, and then go out and judge. So they get on social media, on Facebook, and they just throw scriptures down people's throats or just tell people how they're wrong or all this kind of stuff. But it's like, but where's the piece of evangelism? And again, I'm not saying, I don't want y'all to come after me, talking about you talking about your past, talking about your pastor friends, talking about their church. That's not what I'm doing. I get that. And my friends, I believe they are working their behinds off.
I was going to say, they're burnt out.
They are burnt out. My friends are burnt out. They were burnt out when this whole before COVID, and then they were trying to figure out technology. Then they were trying to figure out how to reach people with with budgets that were 70% cut in half because nobody was giving anymore.
That's real.
And then after COVID, they had to fight with governments just to keep their doors open. The ones who did, they were fighting to put stuff outside, to have church outside, just so people can keep coming.
Yeah.
And get some type of community, even when they had to do church or people sitting in their cars. My friends, I believe they have worked their behinds off for little to nothing, not even a doggone thank you from people. I get that. I understand that. But now my question becomes, what now? They're working hard. They're working hard. But where are, another conversation another time. I'm gonna climb off my soapbox because I was getting passionate in that moment, and I don't want to do that. But nevertheless, I applaud all of my brothers and my sisters out there who are in the fight. Y'all have done an amazing job. An amazing job.
For real,
and
for real.
I'm honored to know a lot of you. I'm honored to serve beside a lot of you. I hate some of the crap that y'all have had to deal with.
And go through.
And the crap that y'all have had to go through, not just you, but your families. Some of you, sacrificing your families for people.
It's real.
My heart goes out to you. And in no way is your work ineffective. That's all I got.
All right. We love y'all.
All right.
Life with the Lindseys.
Bye.